Hello everyone, it's Dennis here again with another quick review, this time of two of the official cases for the BlackBerry KEYone smartphone. I've got the dual layer shell case right here, and we have the flip case. Now, the KEYone on its own is actually fairly well built from how it feels anyway. I know that there's some issues people are having with the screen lifting. Mine has luckily not had that issue yet. I'm hoping it doesn't. Kind of a pain to deal with if it does and all that, but it definitely feels solid. Feels like you could go without a case, honestly. People who don't use their phone with a case, you guys probably would be okay as long as you're not dropping this all the time. And that being said, of course, people do like to have different options when it comes to their cases. So I decided to pick up both of these. I picked them both up at retail. The dual layer shell was $29.99 Canadian, and the flip case was $39.99 Canadian. So we'll start with the dual layer shell. It's pretty much, there's a few Incipio cases that are very similar. It's two layers. You got a soft layer right here to protect the back of the phone and the sides as well. And then you've got your harder outer shell too. So it's, again, it's pretty much what you'd find from a lot of dual layer cases. Nothing really special about it other than it does have the BlackBerry dots on the back. And it's actually a nice soft touch material, so it's fairly grippy. Some people may find that it's not quite as grippy as the rubber back on the back of the phone. Some people may find it's better. It's all personal preference, but if you've used something like a Nexus 5 that had the soft touch on the back, that's pretty much how this feels like. Now, putting it onto the phone is just as simple as lining it up on the bottom and then just wrapping it around just like that. All right, so just like that, and it's on the phone there. One thing that I do like about this case is that it doesn't impede the typing performance, so the typing ability of this phone. So some of the dual layer cases I see, they'll wrap right around the screen and you'll get a lip that forms right here. And while the lip does help if you do lay the phone on the front, it helps protect the screen. I find that you can get like pocket lint or whatever getting into the edges. Plus with the keyboard, I'd find that you would have a problem reaching some of the letters there, like especially the side letters, Q, A, the Alt key, things like that. So I'm happy to report that this one does work about what you'd expect. Again, it feels nice in the hand. It does add a little bit of bulk to the phone, but not as much as you'd think. Obviously, something doesn't quite look lined up with how I've got it here. So how did that happen? Something just doesn't look quite lined up properly yet. The buttons are very clicky. So the buttons are there. Could have just been the angle I had it at too. Overall though, again, for a basic dual layer case, that does offer some shock protection. I don't really think there's any major problems. You've got easy access to your ports, the front firing speaker, the microphone, your camera. There's enough room around the flash, so you're not going to have to worry about shadows when using the flash. Very important on cases. I've seen some cases for different phones where the flash is somewhat obscured. This one, you're not going to have that problem. And it does, again, provide a good enough bump around the camera lens so that if you do put the phone face down, you're perfectly fine. So that's this case here. Now, I've personally had problems with my phone where the volume button does tend to stick depending on how you push it. I think that's more my phone as opposed to the case itself, because pretty much any other case I've seen, even on a couple friends' KEYones, I've had no problem with that. Now, removing the case, it does fit very snugly, so you kind of have to pry it open. If my screen lifts because of this, well, you guys see it on video, but I'm sure hoping it doesn't do that. Once again, I do not want that to happen to anyone, of course. Yeah, so far, no sign of screen lifting, which is good. But it does fit very snugly, so be careful of that if you do want to remove the case. The other case that I have, and this is the one I actually find more interesting, is the flip cover. Now, as with most flip covers, you get a window to see notifications, things like that, but I actually like how BlackBerry handled it. You'll see that in a minute. So just opening it up here, you're going to see this is where the phone goes on this side. This side, it's like a soft fabric material, and the back is kind of a mixture. It's not really a soft touch. It's got a bit of a texture to it. So I'll just show you this one. It's easy. You don't even have to take the back cover off this phone, unlike some I've seen, like the Samsungs and things like that. This one, you just slide it in, and it just pops into place. It doesn't actually click or anything. Some people may say that's not very sturdy. Really, for me, I don't mind it. Now, your power button is there. It's just hidden, so it is there. I don't know if the camera's going to focus so you can actually see it. Let's just switch it to autofocus and see if that helps focus on the button itself. The button is right about there. So yeah, you don't really see it much, but when you push it, it does turn on the display. And this is actually what I really like about it, is you're going to get your notifications right in the front window. And they're actually colored. So when a notification comes in or when you turn on your phone, you're going to see all the notifications that you have. And unlike the status bar, each notification is in color. So the BBM icon, if you have a BlackBerry message, things like that. It's just a nice little touch anyway. But to show you what you can do on the screen, you can actually swipe up to view your notifications. So I've got an email from Nintendo here. Probably talking about the ARMS game that they showed off at E3. But basically, any notifications you have, you'd swipe up to view them, kind of like Android Wear, if you guys have used Android Wear smartwatches. Things like that. You can make calls as well. Here, I'll just do one quick to show you here. So if you make a call, just calling my voicemail there, you're going to see you have your options there. So if you want to end the call, you just swipe in from the left. So you can use the phone with the flip cover closed. I'm not sure if you can actually go to speakerphone. Let's see here. No, it looks like you can't put it on speakerphone inside the case. You can pretty much end the call, and that's about it. So kind of small limitations. Of course, you're not going to be replying to messages with the flip cover closed. One of the neat things I found, though, that I stumbled upon by accident, actually, is a lot of times if you want to use the camera, you double tap the power button. Well, you double tap the power button and you're not going to get the camera interface on here. But what you will get, you will get a vibration, and then when you open the flip cover, there you go. You're at the camera right away. So it would be nice if it actually told you that's what it was doing, as opposed to just vibrating. Maybe they'll add that in a future software update. Who knows? All right. So when you open the cover, you want to type. It's fairly good, even if you're just typing like this with the screen, with the flip cover hanging down. You can wrap it around behind. It's going to give a bit of an opening there, like that. It's still not bad, though. It's honestly not bad. And overall, I tend to prefer this case overall as opposed to the dual layer case. I kind of like a slim case. I don't drop my phones and all that, so I've never broken a screen yet. Of course, there's a big word, but yes. but we'll see what happens. Anyway, the sides are not as well protected, just so you know. You got a bit of a lip here, a bit of one here, but you don't get anything for the volume buttons or your convenience key. So that may impact some people. Again, though, your flash you're not going to have a problem with. This one, you don't actually get the BlackBerry dots. I'm kind of surprised on that, honestly, but you do get a little BlackBerry logo right on the bottom. So overall, that's the two main cases. I know they have a pocket case as well that basically it slips into a little pouch. I didn't get that one. I'm not really a fan of those kind of cases. But overall, this is the kind of case I really like. I like the flip cover, and the only thing that I could say I wish this had was a magnet to actually keep it closed, and not only keep it closed, but keep it properly aligned. Because if I go up here, you're going to see that the LED is not visible. And you kind of have to move it around a bit to see the LED. And it's telling me I can swipe up to view notifications. So I find, depending how you put it down, you may have it where it's sitting at an angle and you're not going to see the notification light. But most of the time I find it does fairly well. Now, again, you close it, it's good. You flip it down, you're going to get the case opening, of course, because, again, there's no magnet holding it closed. So that's about the only way I'd say that they could have improved this case. But otherwise, it works fairly well. It is $40, which I think is comparable to most flip cases that you can get, especially the original equipment manufacturer cases. So, like, for example, Samsung's case, LG's case for their V20 or G5 phones, G6. So price-wise, they're about average what you'd expect from an OEM. You can probably find cheaper cases. I know Spigen makes great cases. I don't think they make a flip cover, though. So it's all in really what you guys want. At least this gives you an idea of how the cases look, the official BlackBerry ones. And if you do have any questions, feel free to let me know. And until next time, have a great day, everyone.